Hey, I went treasure hunting and something I couldn't leave alone. Yep. Uh, I got something valued at over $3,600 and I only paid 90 bucks for it. Got a picture, took a photo up, and did some donations. Stay tuned. We'll cover that. We'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is my treasure hunting series. I've got a variety of things that I do in my treasure hunting, whether it's doing an estate cleanup. I get invited to go help somebody clean out their estate, or somebody moved and left the stuff behind and the owner of the estate or the rental asked me to come and clean it out. I usually take the stuff to the donations, or I have to take it to the dump because it's not worth anything, or I'll take a few things and sell it and give half the profits to the, well, depending on how much, give half the proceeds to the owner. So I did an estate cleanup, and one of my estate cleanups, this is what I found. It's a Victorian cameo locket with a Park Lane 14 karat chain, 14 karat gold chain attached to it. So the chain is one item, and the locket is another item. And the locket is has a strike on the back. It's copyright JJ. So I found that the Victorian cameo locket with a JJ design and a Park Lane 14 karat gold chain attached, it's worth about 90 bucks. But anyway, there's a close up, and I'll give you a picture of it. That's what it looks like. Another piece of jewelry I found a lot of jewelry, Black Hills gold, all kinds of stuff, and I gifted them away. Now here's another cameo that I found. Now the chain and cameo, you can see, are all one piece. This is a Waltham 17 jewel ladies watch. Yep, there's the watch right there, on a Victorian cameo necklace. Now I looked online, and this has a value of about $85. Not bad, not bad. $175 is what I made off of both of these, or was what I have a potential of making off both of these if I decide to sell them. So yeah, I'm selling them. Now this print I picked up at the thrift store. They sold it to me for, well, $8.49 minus my veterans discount, which is 10% off, and that's like 85 cents off of that. So I paid $7 and some change for this one. It originally retailed for $125. Now the reason why I picked this one up is because it's autographed, double autographed by the painter. It's watercolor, and it's a limited edition. I have 11 of 500. I was down in Gold Hill, Oregon one day, and I was filming a movie with I was in a scene with Clive Rosengren, and I'm reading a series of his books right now. But in the pharmacy where we filmed the scene, they had this exact picture hanging up, and they said they paid a lot of money for it. I still have to take this down and get it matted and framed. So I went from the thrift store in White City over to the Gold Hill thrift store, and it just so happened I passed the subject of this painting. So I stopped, I took some pictures, and yeah, here it is. And that print I just picked up over at Goodwill in White City. I'm on my way to another thrift store in Gold Hill, and this is an iconic house in Gold Hill, and this is the house in that print I bought. Cool, huh? So I really love those houses, Victorian style, old farmhouse, love them. Now this, people who own it now took a lot of patience and kindness and really showed it some love. It looks really good right now. Anyway, let me take you in the living room. I found a spot for something. You know that item I told you about in my previous treasure hunting video. Yeah, the Louis the 15th dresser or chest of drawers I had to leave. Well, I had an errand in town, so I went back and I looked at it. They still had it, but they cut the price. Originally, I had seen it for $150. Now, previous to that, they had it priced at $300 because they look up this item on the internet to find out what the value is. So they dropped it to $150. 6 days later, I went in, it was still there. And they dropped it to $99.99, but you apply my veterans discount. I picked it up for 90 bucks. Yep. And I found a home for it right there. And there it sits in the corner of my living room. I did find a place for it. And it sits right next to my TV armoire. I purchased this off of, not Craigslist. I think it was Facebook Marketplace. My wife found it. I went up and bought it, purchased it. And it came out of the turret of a castle. Yes. This treasure came out of a turret of the castle because the people didn't have room in the turret for this. So they sold it, and they had the whole bedroom ensemble. This one, that was that was a find. A castle in our neighborhood? Yeah. Anyway, this is, I found out, it's a vintage marble top French 2-drawer chest, French style, Louis the 15th. Yes. This design, I looked online, and the previous one I showed you didn't have quite the extent of design on it. This has a lot of work of inlaid wood in it. So I purchased for $90, and the value I could find online was $3,694.17. Don't know why the change, but anyway, that marble top is really heavy. I had to use every ounce of testosterone I had in my manly body to be able to lift it. And then the young man came out and helped me lift the dresser into the back of the pickup. But this thing, I like it. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. It needs a little bit of restoration, but check out the details on this. It's got fine brass work all over it. Even the fine trim, the metal trim, that's not paint. That is metal brass with tiny little nails nailing it in. Everything's intact. All the brass drawers handles are there, and usually you see them attached from the back. These are just nailed in with little nails right on the front. Isn't that interesting? A little something about why I decorated it this way. I got this piece at the thrift shop. I think I paid $5 for it. This I painted, or I drew it. This is a charcoal original that I drew in my first year drawing class right after I got done with my watercolor classes. And this also I picked up at the thrift store. What did I pay for this? Yeah. $6.29. That's what I paid for it. Oh look, it's falling apart. Hey, I could use this somewhere else. Cool. Oh, I did buy that extra. That was $3.29. Anyway, now I gotta figure out where to put it. I'll find someplace. So I just noticed that other piece that fell out that I bought extra was grapevine. And this is ivy, so it's kind of like This is okay. We'll just have the ivy. This little picture right here, my family was on vacation up at Lake Louise in Banff, Jasper National Park up in Canada, and we watched the guy actually paint this. My dad purchased it. I was probably 14 or 15, and then I ended up inheriting it. So there it sits on display to add a little bit of extra color to this. But don't you just like it? I like it. It's nice. It's really neat. And I can flip it. I'm going to clean it up. Be careful about what I use on it. Clean it up, shine it up, do a little bit of repair on it, and maybe flip it. $90 to $3,694. Yeah, what do you think? Leave your suggestions in the comment. But I could not get this out of my mind. When I walked away from it last week, I was like, oh. I got some extra money that came in. Yeah, it wasn't much, but it was enough to pay for this. So, anyway, that's the treasure hunting series. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm, or a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. Please stay tuned to more videos. You could do that by subscribing, clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up, click that share button. Be safe, always be kind. We'll see you guys in my next adventure. You never know what I'm going to find. I think the most expensive, valuable item I got from a treasure hunt and on an estate cleanup was it was an almost new tractor with all of its implements free. Yep, that's probably the biggest treasure I ever found. Check out my playlist. You'll enjoy it. Bye-bye now.